Hey there, Ron LeGrand here. I sometimes respond to your questions when you send them, and I got one. In fact, I get this question about everywhere I go, and that is, where can I find a real estate attorney? All right. Well, first of all, why do you need an attorney, and why you should have an attorney close all your transactions for you? A, your attorney works for you, represents you, and is responsible for taking care of you. Your title company does not represent you. They represent their underwriter, and your title company is not going to provide you the service that your attorney will. And they're not obligated. Your title company is not obligated to tell you anything or give you any advice or help you with issues that come up during the process of buying houses, and there quite often are some. Your attorney will make sure that your documents are in place, that you are protected, that you're complying with the law, both state and federal law, and keep that file. Your attorney will also be the one that gets on the phone with your seller, because most closings are virtual today. You don't go into an office and sit across the room from the table like we used to. Today it's all virtual. That means the attorney sends the paperwork out to both buyer and seller. They sign it and they get it back. And the closing is also virtual. You send the attorney the money if you're buying, and they deposit it in their account, and then they pay all the expenses out of that, and then they send you the rest. Usually they wire it to you. If you're selling, same thing. They send the attorney the money, and they send the rest of it to you after they take out their cost. Attorneys are only a few $100s. These are real estate closing attorneys. These are not litigation attorneys, corporate attorneys. They're real estate closing attorneys. They don't charge thousands. They charge just a few $100s. Our attorney costs us $600 to close the purchase of any owner financing deal, or installing a lease option tenant buyer, which is pretty much the only thing we use the attorney for. Now, if I'm selling a house for cash, I don't really need an attorney, because when I get the check, I'm done. When I'm buying a house for cash, though, I strongly suggest you still use an attorney. That attorney will look at that title report, make sure there's no issues, and take care of you. It's worth it to pay a few $100s for them to close, even if it's all cash. Now, when I'm selling with an attorney, or if I'm selling with owner financing, or if I'm installing a lease option tenant buyer, they pay the attorney's fee. You add that to the rest of their deposit, their first month's rent, and they bring in the attorney's fee. So the attorney is free getting out. So you might have to pay the attorney getting in. Where do you find one? Well, first of all, the best place to find an attorney is open your mouth and talk to other people that might use a real estate closing attorney. That would be investors, or that would be realtors who are investor friendly, because you want an investor friendly closing attorney. And you're looking for an attorney that does mostly real estate closings and not much else. If somebody asks you for a $5,000 retainer, that's not your attorney. Okay, run. That's not the attorney you're looking for. Real estate closing attorneys don't ask you for an upfront fee. They take it out of the proceeds. Or they put it on the closing statement, and you pay it then if you're paying the closing cost. It's one fee I am very happy to pay. You can ask title companies who they like for real estate closing attorneys, and I promise you they'll give you an answer. They'll give you probably 2 or 3 of them, and then they'll probably give you your favorite one, because title companies always work with attorneys, and some of the attorneys that you want might work at the title company. My attorney here works at Landmark Title, but Landmark Title don't control her or tell her she can do whatever she wants to do. So start with title companies and just ask them, assuming you don't know any real estate investors that are active that you can't ask. Now, a lot of real estate investors don't use attorneys. Please do not be swayed by that, because I'm telling you, you're better off using an attorney. Now, you might think you're saving money if you're not using an attorney, okay? And you might be on this closing. But let me warn you, after being at this for a long time, it only takes one big problem that should have been discovered going in to wipe out all the savings you're ever going to save by not paying an attorney. And you don't need those kind of problems. So you better make sure that you're taken care of, especially if you do something where you go awry of the government. That one will keep you awake at night. You do not want the attorney generals chasing you for something you did wrong and you don't have the documents. For example, Texas, I was out there a short time ago. If you're buying with owner financing, you have to have buying or selling, especially selling with owner financing, an attorney now by law has to close the deal. In fact, there's other states, New York, New Jersey, and others where an attorney is required for any real estate closing, and that's good. In fact, I wouldn't mind if they passed that law throughout the country, okay? And get this, when you hire an attorney on terms deals where I'm buying and I don't have any risk, I don't buy title insurance. I don't need title insurance. I have little or no money in the deal. What am I insuring? Little or no money. It costs me hundreds and hundreds of dollars to insure pretty much nothing. I get a title search, all right? But in some states, a title company cannot close your deal unless you're buying title insurance. Because if they do, they're kind of acting like an attorney. So, and title insurance costs more than my attorney. So I don't need title insurance. I need a title search. My attorney can close it cheaper than I can buy the title policy. And then there's, you know what, there's always Google. Let's go on Google, real estate closing attorney in your blank city, and here comes a list, okay? Now you got to call. You call the office. You're probably going to get a receptionist, and there's just a couple of questions you got to ask them to verify that they're the kind of attorney you want. Now, this is assuming that you haven't already talked to somebody that closes deals with this firm on a regular basis and find out what they charge and so forth, but you still have to start the relationship. But you don't go taking blank contracts to your attorney before you use them. You got to locate an attorney first. So you pick up the phone and you call them and you just ask, I'm looking for a real estate closing firm that will close seller financing deals, subject to deals, and I also install tenant buyers in the house, and so you'll be working on both ends of that transaction. Does that sound like what you do? And if they say yeah, and they sound positive, you've probably found your place. All right, the next thing you got to ask is, okay, well, do you have a fixed fee for owner financing and lease option deals? Because, you know, I need to know what my cost is going to be before I get into the deal. And you can negotiate the fixed fee. Like I said, mine is $600 to close a real estate transaction like that. And when they're closing a lease option deal, you're going to provide them my agreement anyway. They just got to fill it out. And when you're closing a purchase of owner financing, I got all the clauses in my systems here that you need to send to the attorney. And once they get them once, it's pretty much cookie cutter after that. So once you find out that they are the kind of attorney you're looking for and what they would charge, then on both ends now, you want to make sure that you get a price for closing a real estate owner financing deal and a price for putting a lease option tenant buyer in the house, and it's probably the same price. Because to be honest with you, when you're giving them the information to fill out the lease option agreement that you're providing them, so there ain't a whole lot. They don't do it anyway. Their legal assistant does it, and then they just close it virtually. And I want the attorney talking to both the seller and the buyer, because if you ever have a problem with either seller or buyer, now you're going to have the documents in your file. And if you have an issue, you got all the evidence. I always teach my folks, always prepare for court. And then you probably won't have to go to court. So when you got all the documents, when your attorney's got all the documents that they should have, and somebody wants to challenge you later, because they like the way to get their money back, and then the documents will probably keep them from even coming after you. And if they do come after you, they're not going to win because you got the documents. And your attorney, it will be the witness if it ever went to court. Well, ain't likely it's going to, but your attorney, as the witness, the one who prepared the documents and explained it to all of the seller or buyer and got them to sign off that they understood everything. And in my documents, they actually do, because I have a CYA letter, I call it, called a seller's acknowledgement, where the seller signs off that all of these things have been explained to them in the initial every line. And I got the same thing when I put a lease option tenant buyer in a house. So I've learned to always prepare for court by having the best documents. Okay, your title company is not going to do any of that for you, but your attorney will do it on a regular basis. So anyway, if you like the answers, now all you got to do is say, okay, I'll notify you when I get a deal. And once you do, if you get a purchase and sale agreement and you're going to close it, you just send it to your attorney and tell them to order a title search, okay, not a title policy. You tell them up front, I'm not going to buy title insurance on a terms deal now. Remember, that's on a terms deal. Cash deals, you're always going to buy a title policy. So the attorney will have the title checked. The attorney will review the title, and if there's any issues, you'll find it right then before you buy. The attorney will prepare the closing package. You'll go back and forth with the closing package. And by the way, don't ever close a deal unless you look at the closing package. And if you're brand new, you better get some help. We got mentors that do that for you. And I also do it. My people that are in the mentoring program, my mentors send me the closing package to look at, and I look for anything that is not in there or that is incorrect. Much of the time, you'll have to make some corrections to that closing package, no matter who does it. And so you want to get to the point to where you can look for the things that need to be corrected. For example, if I'm buying with owner financing, I don't put any late penalty in there. I tell them, do not put a late penalty in there. Okay, and also don't put a due on sale clause in it, because if you don't tell them not to, then they will, because that's the standard way to close. So, and then I got clauses that I put in owner financing deals, and I just want to make sure that those clauses were understood and that the documents were written up accordingly. And for example, when I buy with owner financing, I don't start making payments till 2 to 3 months after we close. Okay, so I want to make sure that's the way it is written up. So basically, I want to make sure that all the documents follow the contract as written. So first step, find the attorney, interview an attorney. By the way, if you don't like the interview, don't try to make it work. Right? If they're not giving you good answers and they sound like they're going to be a pain in the rear, just move on. This closing agent will make or break your deals, and it's the difference between success and failure. You definitely don't want an attorney that thinks he's got to represent both sides. Right? Your attorney is not there to explain to your seller everything that he could tell him. He's there to represent you. So you want to make sure that this conversation comes up. I understand now that you're representing me, right? Your job is not to be the attorney for the seller. And they'll all say, sure. But if you don't like the relationship from the front end, you're not going to like it ongoing. So just find somebody that is pleasure to work with. And I think if you just ask around to the people that are in the industry, you'll probably get your attorney just like that, because they're not going to work with somebody that makes life difficult for them. And don't forget, all realtors work with attorneys, but not all realtors work in the investor world. So if you find some investor realtors, they'll probably direct you right to your attorneys. But I tell you, and if you got a real club, if you got a real estate group in your city, and most of your big cities at least have them, you're going to find attorneys that come to that meeting just to get your business. So, and if you don't have one of those in your meeting or more, I can promise you that the players in that room know who their attorneys are that they like working with. So anyway, finding a real estate attorney is not a big deal, but it's a very important part of your dream team. Now, if you're interested in how my folks are making so much money with the terms business all around the country, then I just happen to have a training session online that you can get to. It's about an hour and 15 minutes long, and there's Q&A and so forth at the end. But I go through the entire terms business step by step, and I'll show you where we get the deals, what a deal looks like, how we get paid. And I think you'll find it very, very interesting if you want to make more money working less, not guaranteeing debt, and not taking big risk without using your credit or your money. So go down to the link below and take a look at that training.